Captain's Log, episode 81. This week's episode of the Beer Vengers podcast is sponsored by the Beer and Cheese Collective, located at 35-11 Ditmars Boulevard in Astoria, Queens. Enjoy their eclectic array of craft beer, artisanal cheeses, and specialty grocery items at the Beer and Cheese Collective. Home bar to yours truly, Captain Porter Brown Stout. Also sponsored by the Pony Bar at 1444 First Avenue on Manhattan's Upper East Side at the corner of 75th Street. Open since 2009, the Pony Bar is one of New York City's craft beer pioneers. The first bar in New York City to exclusively pour American-brewed beer and, of course, the birthplace of the Beer Vengers. Check out their daily happy hour from 4:20 to 6:20 Tuesday through Friday and all day Monday. The Beer Vengers is an unscripted podcast, except for this part right here, where I usually tell you a little bit about the episode and try and sort of write something clever and hopefully witty that fits the whole thing. But I'm not writing anything right now because the writer's strike, it's still going. We're like 2 months into this. Very likely SAG-AFTRA might join them on the picket line very soon. Well, we've already been joining them on the picket line, but we might actually be striking as well. By the way, I'm a SAG-AFTRA member. I should have mentioned that. But I just want to say that I'm not writing anything here, and in support of the WGA, Writers Guild of America, their strike, we're with them spiritually, physically, however you want to do it. Support your writers. And I look forward to at some point in the future when we all have a great deal and I can write something here and you can decide then if it's actually an improvement. Remember to like, star, and subscribe whenever that feels appropriate. And send us your emails at thebeervengers@gmail.com if you have any questions, suggestions, or if you just like hearing us talk about you on the show. And now, without further ado, please enjoy episode 81, the musical episode.
We're the beer Vengers, beer Vengers, beer Vengers. We're the Beer Vengers.
We are. Welcome to the Beercast, everyone. Coming to you from an undisclosed location in Astoria, Queens. I am Captain Porter Brown Stout.
And coming to you from an undisclosed location in the city of Fresno, California, this is the Pale Male, Hophead Huck.
And coming to you from an undisclosed location in the County of Kings, it is I, the Beer Wonder.
And coming to you from an undisclosed location in Woodside, Queens, I am the Belgian Babe.
And we are the Beer Vengers.
Za.
I gotta remember
Za.
to
Wow.
I do want to mention that this week's intro, this week's theme playing felt far more declarative than our last one, because I feel like we were in the midst of an identity crisis, and I'm glad that we figured ourselves out this time.
We are definitely the Beer Vengers, yes. Yes, and,
No
and you're the Beer Vengers out there, whether you're listening from Belgium, Germany, New York. Huck, I'd like to put California on that list, but they're way, way down the list as far as people listen. They listen, but we're not getting enough downloads there. Well, no, I'm sorry. We get it. One person who downloaded it this month, we're happy. It's probably you, isn't it?
I could have been me.
Well, thank you for doing that. So California can show up on our map. No, we're grateful for all of you, and if you want other people to hear about it, tell them about it. And if you want to keep it a secret, well, that's entirely your prerogative.
Why would you do that? That's just rude.
I don't know. I was just trying to be, magnanimous, so trying to be inclusive. But you're right. It would be kind of rude.
If you can't stand our show, we love you anyway.
Exactly.
That's not what I was just saying. I just thought of someone like, oh, if everyone's listening to it, it's not going to be cool anymore. So I want to keep it an aspiring cult hit. Anyway, thanks for showing up for this. You may have noticed we have another wonderful returning guest that you've heard in the entirety on several episodes, but also you've heard little bits and pieces of her almost as often as you've heard Wheat Lightning. Welcome back to the show, Belgian Babe.
Yay!
Thank you very much. I'm really happy to be here tonight.
The Babe is in the house.
She is indeed. And we got a lot to talk to you about. You probably saw what we put on our socials, all about the Beer and Cheese Collective 9-year bash. We're going to be talking about that. We have a few other things in mind, but before we get to any of that, I think we all have empty glasses, and that's just I will not stand for that.
Thank you. Take a stand. Take a stand.
We should
Captain.
start presenting our
Empty
pours.
glasses
I
will not
think that's a
stand.
very good idea.
Seems reasonable.
And someone's got to start. I'm not sure who
Yeah.
that should be. Should it?
I'm just saying the babe is in the house.
Aha.
She
Technically in
is.
the
She. Oh,
apartment,
you're
but
right.
that's
And
close enough,
and yes, she is. She is the guest. So, are you suggesting that would be the polite thing to do, Beer Wonder?
I mean, mildly.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. All right.
and it's only polite of me to accept. So
Belgian babe,
Well,
what are we
look,
drinking?
see.
Bourbon
Yeah.
barrel aged. What do you have there?
I would like to preface this by saying that two things. I did a dry February and found some really interesting and enjoyable non-alcoholic beers. So
Oh.
I actually was looking for one of those yesterday at the Dwayne Reed near my office. And
Shout out to Dwayne Reed.
I'm glad y'all are sitting down because I just came back from a trip to Massachusetts. We brought some Arizona cousins for a clam boil at a restaurant, and I actually ordered an IPA to go with it. It was a New England IPA, as a native
reasonable.
New Englander, and it was the Radiant Pig robots. And so
Save the robots.
Save the Robots, thank you. And so when I went to the Dwayne Reed, I saw it was, there was a pack of Athletic Light, and I was like, eh. But next to it, being as it's Pride Month and all, I found the New England style Neon Rainbows IPA from Amagang.
Oh.
So I'm going to give
all
this one
right.
a shot in the spirit of pride. Now, I would love your IPA expertise on this. I have a variety of glasses to choose from. I have the tulip glass, I have the regular pint glass, and I have this very lovely glass stein. Which one should I use for an IPA?
I think we would all say the tulip glass.
Yeah, I think that would be the answer
All
for
right.
I
everybody.
agree.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
All right. Well,
always
here
a
we go.
tulip glass.
With the shaker as a good second option, I feel like the stein is just going to be overkill in this case.
Okay. Here comes the
Stein's
first.
not the
Whoop.
greatest for visuals, unless
Yes.
you're having an
Good to know.
Oktoberfest
Good to know. Here we go.
beer with a big head.
Nice
Whoa.
crack there.
Little foamy
Oh,
right before I pour it. Okay, here we go. Trying not to get any of it on the
This is
electronics.
very exciting. There's a lot of rainbows happening right now, and that beer is just adding another orange streak to the rainbow for me.
Yep.
Look at that. Ooh, wow, the
very
head
pretty.
is just going crazy.
There you have it.
All right.
I have a glass just like that. I'm glad I didn't.
Ooh, a very
choose
very
that one
healthy
today.
head there. Yeah, can you
Yes,
hold
indeed.
both of those up in front of you
Yep.
for a second,
Absolutely.
so we can just
yeah,
get a
it's got-
good
it's
look at
got a
that
nice,
beautiful can art and your
Nice
beautiful
color
glass.
to it there.
Yes.
All right.
It's so shiny. It's shiny and rainbowy and so proud.
And
Hashtag.
dank.
Yes.
And dank.
Pride. There you go.
Because when I think pride, I think dank.
Shiny, rainbowy, and dank. That's what we like here at the
Oh, I
Beer
can smell the
Avengers.
hops already.
Okay, now here's the real problem: is who's going to go like next.
I know. Now everything is ruined.
Ooh.
I mean,
Well,
I could
Huck-
jump. I
I'm
could
just
jump-
saying, Huck, you are feeling very seductive in your
Oh,
sound
really
today.
digging the sound today.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So
I'll
I
tell you
really,
what,
I really
please.
think you should do it.
All right, I will. I also
Just get all-
tulip
just
glass, my
Get
Treehouse
all up in
glass.
their business.
More Massachusetts reference here, the Treehouse. I don't have I have a California beer. In the tradition of continuing to try and find new breweries, I have
Sure.
a beer from Moonraker Brewing,
Ooh,
which is a bit of a hype brewery around the country. They're known for their hazies. This is going to be a West Coast style. I think it is. It just says India Pale Ale, but I believe, yeah, I looked up online. It's a West Coast style. So it's called Outrigger. I'm sorry.
Oh, very
Outrigger,
good.
like the canoe.
Huck, where is Moonraker based?
I'm glad you asked because I thought it was a Los Angeles brewery,
Yeah.
but it's not. It's from a town called Auburn, which
Oh.
is northwest of Sacramento, northeast of Sacramento, and it's a mountain town. Also, the home of another big brewery, Knee Deep. Knee Deep is out of Auburn. Oh, and look, it's got a nice left-handed pour
Oh,
for me.
they
Let's take a
prepared
look at
this for you.
beauty. Oh, see, it does
Oh
seem
my
like there's a
goodness.
little bit of
Ooh,
a haze to it.
Yeah.
Moonraker,
Clear up
Moonraker,
now.
of course. I'm assuming named for the James Bond film. I can't remember if
You
they
know,
made
it's
a
a-
book out of that one or not. It
It's
might have
good.
been.
I'm gonna have to look that up. Oh,
Yeah.
nice pour though.
Oh yeah,
must say.
really?
I must say. You know
Excellent.
what? Let me
That's
close
lovely.
this blind a little bit. I want to get.
All right.
Go
Since,
for
well,
it.
since you've been helping us so much, being the arbiter of taste, Beer Wonder, I think you should go next.
Oh, that's so sweet.
No,
All
I
right.
know. I'm feeling
I know.
generous. Don't wear it. It's
I,
only going to
I
go
know.
so far. So take
I know.
your opportunity.
I know. I'll take what I can for now. Okay. Well, I know none of you are going to believe this. It's a huge day here in Beer Vengerverse because today I will be drinking a highly coveted
Sponsored pour.
Oh, that's right. A sponsored pour. And which of our sponsors is this one from?
This would be from our friends at the Beer and Cheese Collective,
Oh, how
3511 Astoria Boulevard in Astoria, Queens. I think they may also.
You see, last time you said Ditmars Avenue, and this time you said Astoria Boulevard.
See, I'm just
So-
really. All I know is I know how to walk there from the train. Let's put it that way.
And
That's
it's
what
not,
matters.
but the Astoria Boulevard stop is a stop. So let's make sure we know it's Ditmars Boulevard.
Gotcha. Do you want me to start that over again so that we
No.
can get a clean recording of that?
I
Okay.
think no. I think that's
Yeah, we'll
fine.
just edit it out.
Okay. Fair enough. Good.
Unless we
just
don't.
like we'll edit this whole section out. Awesome.
Sure.
Either way, I live in the County of Kings. This comes from the County of Queens, and actually, the beer I'm drinking comes from Aberdeen, New Jersey, from a little brewery called Alternate Endings Beer Company.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is the Vaya con Dios West Coast IPA. Now,
theme
I
going.
do understand that the captain and the babe may have some experience with this brewery.
That's right. We had a lovely
Indeed.
lunch and a little flight as part of our Jersey Shore tour.
Right.
In fact, I had one of these beers a couple of episodes ago, so I'm really excited to hear how this one is.
Exactly. So, looking forward to enjoying this one. This is a nice West Coast IPA with Centennial and Citra, clocking in at just around 7%. So, it's a big one for the wonder, but we're gonna see how it goes.
Excellent.
And it's a freshie too. So here we go.
Yeah,
I-
definitely.
Fresh too, yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, there's lovely. Yes, a lovely, nice straw color. I think.
Yeah. Yes, it is a beaut. I also enjoy the can art. Right there. I also see that this is sort of like the brewery talks this one up as one of their like go-to excellent ones. So I'm excited to dive in myself.
Very good.
Captain, you've been very patient with all of us.
Well, Captain, we got 3 IPAs and 3 tulip glasses. What do you say?
Well,
I know.
I got a tulip glass that I'm
Okay.
going to use for my
Sponsored pour.
that's right, another
Oh, my
sponsored
God.
pour from the Beer and Cheese Collective. As we said, we just had went to their wonderful birthday party where they come up with a wonderful curated selection. I'm gonna have to find some other synonym for wonderful, but it was wonderful. But this so I went the day after, and I went to the provider and I said, I think you could provide something for us. And so since the party itself was so delightfully curated, she decided to give some special curated selections. for this one.
Ooh.
And
funsies.
this is one. I have a different series of this every year with collaborations. This is the Collective Arts Origin
love
of
them.
Darkness.
Oh, good choice.
This is from their most recent one. I may have actually had this one on draft at some point or another, but it's a collaboration with Dugges. I think is the name of it. Dugges.
I promise.
If we have any Danish listeners out there, please, send us the proper pronunciation for that. But this is an imperial stout with it's barrel aged. Let me see here. It's got raspberry, chocolate, and mint.
No. It's an auspicious combo.
I think so. All right, so here we go. Let's see what this looks like. I have a few ideas, but yeah.
Okay, well, like motor oil. Well, shocking. I mean, that's exactly what we would hope for you. This
There
is a
we
good.
go.
It's a good look for you. We like
The
this.
12-ounce can, so it's all fitting in there.
I know.
All
I know.
right.
You don't get any extra. Well, it's a beaut. I'll tell you that much.
Thank you.
Fairly dark, dark head there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, and so it's
like
quickly dissipating there. All right, I think we've all got glasses. So, cheers, Beer
That's true.
Avengers.
Cheers.
Santé.
Woo.
Whee!
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's
good.
Yeah. Mine's good too.
Mhm.
I
Yep,
feel like
yep,
for a moment we
yep.
were on King of the Hill. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
We could do like the Budweiser frog commercial. Budweiser. If you remember that. Goes
I
back a
do.
couple of years.
Going
Have you ever
back.
seen King of the Hill, Beer Wonder?
Oh yes, I have. I do
You
recall
know,
they
these
were
things are
standing on. Yep.
they're all out in the alley having their beer,
Mhm.
and their most communication is always just yep, yep,
Yep.
and yep,
Yep. That may be the title of this episode. Let's be honest.
might be.
Good. I like it.
It would only be polite to check in with the babe first because
Yeah.
She's
how
ready to
is
start describing? She might want to
exactly because it's an IPA, and so we've got 3 IPAs.
But it is from Ommegang, so they
is.
they specialize in Belgian. So I'm wondering if any of that influence worked its way into this Pride beer.
And it's proud, which is the other important part. So
Yeah. She's taking
Now-
another taste.
considering deep thought.
Yeah, I'm
Swirling it.
considering that Belgian influence, which I have to be honest, I'm not really getting.
Okay.
It's a little hoppier than other New England IPAs I've had. It's not as citrusy, but I don't mind it. It's a mild, I'm not sure I would drink a lot of these in a row because I'm not a hops person, but it's very pleasant, it's very light, and it's sort of, to me, it seems sort of in the mid-range between a hoppier IPA and a citrusy New England IPA. It's somewhere in the mid zone there, so it has a little bit of each quality to it. It's
That's
nice.
pretty cool.
It's very nice.
Right
I
on.
think it would pair well with certain things, and very refreshing on a hot day as well.
Well, this Moonraker just kind of ticks all the boxes. It's got
Well,
that
yeah.
really nice balance. It's made with Citra, Mosaic, and Simcoe, so it's going for all the classic hops for that West Coast IPA. It's got really nice piney nose, and the balance is really smooth in it. It's a very, very good IPA.
I was going to launch into the whole what I thought was the Moonraker theme song, but I realized what was in my head was actually Goldfinger.
Yeah,
I was just going to say Moonraker, but no, that's Goldfinger.
It is the Moonraker song. That's one of those ones
I have no idea. I don't know if I ever saw all of it. I just remember that it had Jaws in it.
It has Jaws, yeah. It's not one of
and
the
not
best,
the
I
shark,
think.
the Jaws, the guy Richard Keel, big guy, metal teeth,
takes
and
place
they
in
all call him
space.
Jaws. It does, yeah. It takes place in space, but wasn't the original Jaws movie like The Spy Who Loved Me?
Possibly.
I'm so not really into
watched
Bond
one of
either.
them recently. They're not very good. I mean, I'm sorry.
No, I agree with you. But I think those one. Well, we're talking about Roger Moore era there, which no one thinks are good.
Yes,
but I guess some of the
I
Sean
watched,
Connery ones are.
You Never Live Twice.
Yeah, but
Or
how was
Live and
the?
Let Die? Live and Let Die is not very good, even though it has that great song.
Yes, the song is probably the best part of it. I did enjoy the Daniel Craig Casino Royale, but I haven't really seen one since.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't been keeping up on them either.
But we're getting away from the beer. We're so focused on the
It
name
is a
of the
Shirley
brewery.
Bassey song, The
Bond,
Moonraker.
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need to get to Beer Wonder.
So wonderful. Well, this is actually a pretty wonderful beer. I'm digging it. I mean, it's got a little bit more full body than I anticipated.
Yeah.
I'm getting some underscoring.
Sorry, it was,
Yeah,
it
I
was
think
a
he was
Moonraker
listening
theme.
to Moonraker.
I think it is the same song.
Okay.
Moonraker. All right, now
It's
back to
basically the same
your
song.
regularly scheduled
Yeah.
Beer Avenger beer review.
Beer venging. Yeah. No, it's actually a creamier beer than I had initially anticipated. So I just quickly checked on their website. And it does have malted oats and flaked oats in it, which I can kind of get a little bit of that. So there's like a fuller body, but it is still very clean, very piney, definitely like some grapefruit, a little citrus, but more like it does feel like you're like strolling through a pine forest. And it's so
Pine
like
Barrens,
very
maybe.
West Coast. Yes, there you go. And it is described on their website as Brendan's Desert Beer or Desert Island Beer.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who Brendan is in this circumstance, but I would take this with me to a deserted island. I mean, I'd bring other things like, food and a book, but as a beer to drink on a deserted island, I think that this would be a very good option. I am thoroughly
Brendan has
enjoying it.
good taste.
Yeah, exactly. Clearly. And it is the you guys will have to fill me in because you were there, but I understand that the brewery is like a converted movie theater and does screenings and stuff like that. Is that correct?
I think they do screenings. The room we were in where we had lunch, they were showing BBA. Do you remember what the movie was? It was some like Not
I
especially a
do.
good
It
one.
was, I believe, a holiday movie, and I believe it was the light uh, fight between Danny DeVito and Matthew Broderick, and I can't think of
Oh,
the
that
name of
sounds
the
right.
movie.
And
And was it Kristen's? Oh
Kristen Chenoweth, I think.
no, I wanted to say Kristen Stewart,
Oh,
and I
but
know that's wrong. Kristen from
Please
Sex and
do.
the City.
oh,
Um,
oh, Kristen.
yep, that one.
Not
And that
Kristen
was on
Johnson.
the
She's the one from
no.
Third Rock.
How many Kristens can we name before we get to
I don't
the
That's
know.
trivia?
weird because
But in
I've been
any
watching that
case,
show that she's on.
yes. In any case, that was
And
playing.
just
But
like
what?
that, we couldn't remember her name.
That's
Nope.
right.
Nope.
Yeah.
Cheers, Beer
What-
Avengers. We did great.
What I really enjoyed, Beer Wonder, was also the ambiance of that room because they
Mhm.
had movie related artwork for sale. So the Big Lebowski was there,
Oh, cool.
and other great. There was a sort of a shadow box, and I can't remember what the movie was, but there were pieces in there.
Yeah, memorabilia and
movie
stuff
memorabilia
everywhere.
stuff. It was
Oh, that's really cool.
It was a very cool environment. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Great.
Well, it also looks like they've got a pretty rockin' happy hour on Thursdays.
Oh.
$6 full points and $9 gin and jams.
Hey, today's
Um,
Thursday. Oh,
I know. So like let's just pop over to the Joyzy. I mean it's 2 to 5, so we've missed it, guys.
Oh,
Like
wow.
let's be real. But it's great beer. And honestly I'm glad they also noted on the website it's back in stock, so you can pick it up at the brewery if you want some.
Yeah, you don't have to. I don't know if they do this on Thursday night, but that's why it's always good to go. They're not our sponsor, but we just have to. The plug is just here. If you go on the City Brew Tours Jersey Shore tour, that's when we went on there. They take you around in a van, pick you up right at the New Jersey Transit Station, so you don't really have to worry about the whole like, oh, should we drive out there and drive back? No, it's all there. They're driving you around all day, pick you up at the train station, drop you up at the train station. No driving needed. Beer Wonder, I did want to ask you one more question. Is there any? That looked like I got a little glimpse of the can art. Did you notice anything interesting about that can art with that whole movie theme?
It's Keanu Reeves playing Johnny Utah. Is Keanu Reeves playing Shane Falco? Is Keanu Reeves playing Keanu?
Oh, he's doing okay. So because when the provider gave it to me, all she mentioned
Yes.
was the Point Break thing. But are some of
there it
those
is.
characters from other movies?
Well, so no, I think he's there, but there is a little like tag here. I'll hold it up.
Okay.
But that's what I just read you guys.
Okay.
And so that's I think the whole sort of narrative of this. They do their website, I gotta say, they're absolutely delightful. They like it's a well thought out website which really gives you a lot of information on the beer. And they say, it says lose something, brah. This label is a tribute to the man himself. It's Keanu playing Johnny Utah, which is basically Keanu playing Shane Falco, which is basically Keanu playing Keanu. So
Okay, who's Shane Falco?
no clue.
Oh, okay.
I got to look that up now.
Because I think
Yes.
I'm pretty sure Johnny Utah
way,
was
I've
Point
identified the
Break.
Kristen, but does anybody remember at this point?
Well, it's not Kristen
Actress from
Johnson,
Sex and
not
the
Kristen
City.
Bell, it's not Kristen Chenoweth. It's yeah.
She
Go
plays
ahead.
Charlotte.
Davis.
Does that help?
Plays- Oh, very good. You just
There we go.
Oh, there we
There
go.
it is.
I
Just
do not know who
There
this
it
person
do a
is.
trivia night. You would have saved
Oh,
the
we
day.
lost. Oh, for one.
Oh, you've
Not had enough
you've never
time.
watched a moment of Sex in the City, Beer Wonder?
I have avoided that. And there's a whole thing where the dude like died on the Peloton and everyone was upset.
Well, that was the new one.
That was the new one.
I know, but even the one before that, like I also didn't watch Friends. Like there's a lot of this sort of like New York cred like film
Well,
things that were filmed in New York that I just
Filmed in
completely
New
missed.
York, unlike
Yeah,
Friends.
right. Well, yeah.
At least Sex in the City was filmed in New
Friends
York.
never
They
filmed
get credit
second
for that.
in New York City.
I went on the studio tour for I forget which one it was when I was in LA and they took us to the Friends set and like everyone was losing their mind and they're like, Ethan, you're from New York. And I was like,
But the show isn't.
this is nice. I've been to plenty of lovely coffee shops with big couches, and this is not any of those. You're welcome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand back over here.
No, yeah,
Right.
there was no judgment when I asked if you'd never watched it. I was just curious if you ever had like somehow been in the room when it was on or something. But
I mean, I think I have enough familiarity with like conceptually what's going on in the show. I know
It's
that there's
funny.
like she types things and then it is her thoughts about she was wondering about these things. Like I get the trope.
yeah, it's like Doogie Howser.
This could be this could be a podcast.
It's basically
in itself.
Doogie Howser.
Having to hear
Oh,
when you describe what
Wait,
TV
a
shows
Sex
are.
in the City Doogie Howser mashup. Now, how would that go?
Is
could
that
be-
what we? Is that a spinoff? That it's just me watching Sex in the City and being very confused the entire time, being like, "Wait, so
The specific trope of Sex in the City is one of the tropes of Doogie Howser, as I recall. I don't know if I ever watched the whole episode. The whole idea where because she's at least Sex in the City, she's a writer, so that's why it's like, and here's what I thought, and here's like, and then it all came to me, and then looks up, and then smiles, and then starts typing again, and yeah, that was
right.
Anyway.
I did watch a lot of Doogie Howser as a young child, for the record.
So you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know exactly
when he's
what you're
typing
talking
for a while, thinks for a minute, looks in the air, says, aha, and then starts typing again.
I only watched like the first 3 episodes, and then I was like, nah, I'm out.
Yeah.
Of which one?
Doogie Howser. And that's when it was like first on. I'm like, oh, okay, this could be good. No, it's not.
From the creator of Hill Street Blues.
I had that kid. No, I probably watched more than 3 because I remember his sidekick buddy who was like a regular kid.
Oh, Max Casella there. What was his name?
Vinny. Max Casella. There you go. He was later on The Sopranos.
Hey, Doug. Hey, Doug.
Yeah.
Doogie.
Oh my gosh. You're taking I have not watched this in years. I wonder if it's streaming somewhere. I could use a rewatch of Doogie Howser.
It seemed like he walked out of a road company of guys and dolls.
Yeah.
He's done lots of wonderful work since then, but it seemed like this is Doogie's 40-year-old mob friend who's supposed to be his same age.
Yeah. He kept climbing in the damn window. I was like, dude, just close your window. If you don't want to deal with this guy, just close your window.
Yeah, Captain cracking me up today.
I realized I haven't really talked much about my beer.
I was going to say, yes,
we have lots of things together. So I will say this is good.
Now back to your regularly scheduled beer review.
I think I had the last collection of Collective Arts. I keep wanting to call you. The reason I sometimes call you Bourbon Barrel Age is because that's to distinguish you from Belgian Blonde. Otherwise, I could just call you BB.
Oh, that's why I'm BBA.
So you're BBA,
okay, I was
which
trying
is
to
the same abbreviation for Bourbon Barrel Age. Anyway, but I think we had when the new Collective Arts came out, we went to Sweet Avenue, and they had. I managed to get and so he had all of them on tap, and so you're able to get them all as a flight.
Fun.
And I don't think this was my favorite of the 4, but I do like it. I will say I think it leans a little hard into the mint.
Okay, interesting.
It's I taste the chocolate, I taste the raspberry, but like the mint is really, really strong. But definitely very sippable. As you can see, it's a very dark can. And I'm 55, and I can't quite read the ABV on it, but you don't have to look that up, Huck. But
he will.
I'm busy trying to figure out where the Moonraker name came from.
Isn't it maybe the name of the spaceship?
Well, you know what? I went to look it up, and I actually found this other information, which is really wow. This is a wow, and I want to go to it here, if I may. On Earth Day 22 in 2016 was their opening day for Moonraker. This day was important to us because we not only wanted to create a quality beer for consumers to enjoy, but we wanted to find a way to minimize our carbon footprint. When constructing the brew house, we opted for an electric boiler, something most breweries wouldn't dream of. With over 1,100 solar panels, we can provide enough electricity to make beer, operate the tap room, and still continue to bank power. Because of our environmental efforts, we are recognized as a sustainable business in the Sacramento region for our energy and water conservation.
Wow, look at that.
So you're getting drunk and saving the planet at the same time.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Isn't that just what we want?
Yeah.
Isn't that just more of that, just all the time? And just drunk people saving the planet?
They got this cool looking, they got one of those tap trucks, it's like...
Oh, yes, those things are so cool.
Very cool.
Oh my gosh.
Moonraker.
It looks like a moon vehicle.
That's what I
the moon with the golden moon or something like that. It's not it, but
this is the musical episode apparently.
It is.
Shirley, get to the lyrics.
Surely you must be joking.
Stop calling her Shirley.
I mean, Shirley Bassey, she did like 6 of the themes.
She did Goldfinger too.
It's
didn't
the same thing.
Yes, indeed.
All the goods.
So they said, "Can you write us a new song?" She said, "Can't we just change the words?" They said, "Okay."
Moonraker.
Well,
we're in space.
Wider than a mile.
That's what I thought when I first saw the name. Yes.
Moonraker. Wider than a mile.
That's
Well,
My
That was my first
huckleberry
one.
friend. Oh, tied it back in.
Oh,
oh,
there
there
it
we
is.
go.
Full
There it is.
circle.
Well,
You can tell
speaking
we're having a
of,
good time because we're barely on the pores and we're almost a half hour in. So I think
I know.
we should probably talk a little bit more about some of the fun things we've been doing
Might need to do
since
some heavy
last we all
editing
sat
here.
down here to quaff our brews.
Absolutely.
So where should we start, Beer Wonder?
Oh my gosh. Well, I think we should let Huck, because Huck it lives in the in the past, in the future.
You
I
say
don't
in
know.
the future.
Where do you live? You
I
live.
am in your past, yes.
You are
because
in our past, but
you can
also
see
the
the sun
future.
is shining here, and
Exactly. Yes. So
Fresno.
because Huck is living in the past, and really, it's okay.
It's tough because when I think to call somebody like my dad or
Yeah.
someone from my family or you guys, or I'm
Yeah.
texting, I'll be like, I'll just throw a text out there. Like the other night, Tuesday, I threw
Yes.
texts to you
Yes.
guys. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's
oh, it's like
right.
11:30 where they are.
Yeah. I was very much asleep when you sent those, because apparently now I go to bed at like 10,
That's
which
perfectly normal.
I don't
But
sleep
I
with my
did
phone,
have,
so anytime you
some-
want to, that's fine.
If you go to if you see our TikTok this week, you'll know
Oh.
that I visited the tap room at a new tap room, which is really exciting. We went up to Walnut Creek,
Oh, fun.
where my mother-in-law lives, and so that's kind of the Bay Area. And Uncle Ed, which is his name, but that's kind of his Beer Venger name. He's like, hey, there's a new brew pub in Pleasant Hill. And he's like, I don't remember the name of it, but they won these awards. He's like, it's called Morgan Territory. And I'm like, oh, I drink Morgan Territory in Fresno. I've had him on the show. I think we had the Dark Reckoning, a porter, excellent beer. Anyway, they built another tap room up there in Pleasant Hill. So we went to the tap room. What a nice space. I mean, really cool. And they had all their beers, and we had some good ones. We had if you check the TikTok, you see we both got flights. But they, what they specialize in, Captain, is darker beers, and not just like stouts and porters. I'm talking about like Box, and
Ooh.
the Scotch ale is excellent, and they have they do have that Imperial Porter, but they really do some really nice different beers. They really don't. They do good IPAs and they do some good lagers, but they really are into these heavier dark beers, and they're so good at it. Morgan Territory, they're out of Tracy, California, but Tracy is about halfway between here and that area. But anyway, there we were at the tap room. Great time. Just to mention, it's actually kind of sad. I was like, we had our samples, and I said, well, let me get a 4-pack, and I'm like, oh, they have this beer, and it's so good. It was a Maibach, and I know I haven't had too many Maibachs on the show
like a Maibach
this year because I haven't seen a good Maibach. I've had a couple, not too many.
Yeah.
And then so I said, oh, they have the Maibach in cans. This is great, and it's got such a cool name. It's it was like locked, boxed, and ready to rock.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
and it was a good Maibach. So we bought a 4-pack, and I said, you know what? I'll leave a couple in Jennifer's fridge. That's my mother-in-law, for Eddie, and I'll bring a couple home. And I went to give Eddie his, and he said, no, just put them in Jen's fridge. I'm like, okay. So I put them all in her fridge, and we're driving back to Fresno. The cider girl's in the passenger seat, and like all of a sudden I go, oh shit. She's like, what happened? I left those beers.
Oh,
Like like something was wrong with a car or something.
I'm glad you have your
beers
straight.
Walnut Creek. So I was going to have it on the show, but
Will they get
Alas.
drunk, or are they safe? Because that's always a danger when you.
oh
leave
no, they're
beers
not
in-
going to get drank.
I thought you meant his in-laws. Will they get drunk? So I.
Well,
Well, if Eddie has them, yeah, he
You
can
can
go
take
over
it guess-
as many as he wants.
I guess that's transitive property. That's how that works. Yeah.
Jennifer is not going to drink them, and
Okay.
no one's going to drink them.
Good,
They'll be
they're
waiting
safe.
for me next time I get there.
Excellent.
I'm going there tomorrow, but we're going there to go out of town, so I probably won't have one.
So I'll be waiting for you
anyway.
when you get back from where. I'm curious. I think we're going to tease it
We'll
to
come
the end
back
of the
to
show
that later
later.
because I want to hear about the
we,
party, but I will
because we want to
mention,
hear about where you're going, but we know that people just turn it off if we don't tease that till the end of the episode.
That's true.
So,
that's
yes,
true.
To where
Yes.
Huck
There you
is
go.
going.
Oh yeah, too good.
You have to commit, people. You have to go through the
Tuesday night I had a
whole
good-
journey.
I had a good
I know,
beer
sorry.
night. I texted you guys because
Yes.
I had a Grim beer.
It was very exciting. Yes.
Grim out of Brooklyn. They had 3 Grims in the house.
Oh, wow.
One of them was called Super. Is it Super Sexy? Super Crush. and
Super Crush.
Super Crush, and such cool can art. I love the can art on this. It's like a sexy lady, but if you look at it closely, it's like there's no actual form of a person. So it's a neat little illusion on the can. But it was a raspberry goza.
Mm.
Ooh,
Really nice, great
Yummy.
flavor. And I was just like, oh, I miss Grimm, but I don't have to. We get the cans here, and
That's
this
great.
a shout out to Spoke Easy, which is my my can go to because I'm doing stand up comedy now, so I go to the comedy show and they let you buy the cans at Spoke Easy. You go around the door and you go into the comedy, and so
Oh, that's kind of cool.
you
Oh,
fill out the
that's
cans.
cool.
Yeah. So I had that, and then I had one more can when I was at Spoke Easy. This one was really interesting, and interesting in that it was. I've never seen this. Okay, it's untitled art. I don't know if you've had them.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
okay.
I've seen them. Yeah,
Yes,
I
And
haven't
this
had
is
that. I
called.
don't know
That-
that one.
that is
it's
one
actually
of the.
called.
Sorry, my.
Please.
No, I was just going to say, Huck, that is one of the breweries that I sampled when I was doing the dry February, and they had some
Hmm.
very. I think I had the Italian Pilsner and the. Actually just had another can the other day, the chocolate milk stout that are non-alcoholic.
Untitled art.
I feel like I've
Untitled
gotten a lot of stuff from them with
Yeah.
Tavor, but I'm not sure
Okay.
what I've seen of them here.
Probably some
Yeah.
big stouts, I would guess.
Yeah.
This is also
Think so.
a collaboration with Long Beach Beer Lab, which I'm assuming is California, but I could be New England. New York. But 5.2%. Here's the kicker. It's a rice pilsner with puffed rice. Interesting. And what's the other ingredient? I mean, you could name 50, 60 ingredients before you would say this ingredient. 100, 200 ingredients.
Hmm.
Garbanzo beans.
What?
The chickpea?
What?
What?
Really?
What?
What does that even do?
And so when I actually, I think that other brewery might be out of Milwaukee. Long Beach Beer
Wow.
Lab.
What is
Oh, I'm
is
sorry.
it? Is
I
it?
want to apologize. Untitled Art is not from Oregon. They're from Wanaki, Wisconsin. My bad.
That sounds right.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're glad we got that huck up out of the way.
Thank goodness. Ugh.
But
Standards
our,
around here are slipping.
Oh, and they actually they say the artist on the can. That's always nice.
But what does chickpea do to a beer?
So when I first sipped it, I was like, okay, I taste that.
Okay.
I do taste it. And then I was like, I don't know if I like that. But then and of course I'm drinking out of the can because I'm at a show, I couldn't bring the glass. But I might start bringing my own glass. But it was good. I'm sorry. It was okay.
Okay.
I got that garbanzo. I got that chickpea flavor up front. But then as you drink more of it, you're just like, it's a nice pilsner, solid pilsner, 5.2%. So not like a lightweight. I mean, obviously that's light, but not like I hate when it's under 5.
Mm.
They
It's
lean
over 5. I'm like, I'm in.
for their stouts.
Anyway,
They
There's my beer week.
Yeah, well, so I'm just looking at my Untitled Art stuff, and on their stouts, they lean pretty hard into pastry territory. In fact, last July I had a chocolate coconut candy stout from them, and on my birthday in 2020. So it's interesting, thinking about how we were all celebrating our COVID birthdays that year.
Oh yeah.
I had a barrel-aged blueberry cheesecake stout from them.
Oh, that's
Oh,
pastry.
man.
Woo.
I figured we
Wow.
hadn't had Untitled Art. We have had them on the show before. I do recall
Yeah,
that.
my
Actually, one
guess
more
is we
note
probably
about-
all met together on Zoom on May 11th, 2020. But who
I
knows?
think we probably did. Yeah.
Chances are.
One more note on my Tuesday night. I always go to Goldstein's after, and Gold's. You guys can see this. I don't know if you can
Oh,
see
yeah.
it later, but
Oh
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
that's my can. That's my wall art. I did the art.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow.
This is the Fremont Mezclar.
Okay.
And I said, well, let me just put all the information when I
As
made
one
this
should.
sign. I made it a long time ago. The barrel-aged cuvee. It's a cuvee of two kinds of. There's the Dark Star, a bourbon barrel-aged Dark Star. If you know Fremont out of Seattle,
Great stuff. Yeah.
great
Mhm.
stuff, especially the Dark Star. And it's also a porter designed for this beer. So they did a cuvee of the two and then barrel-aged it again. So it was already a barrel aged and then with a porter, and then they put them together and then barrel aged it again. 10.1%. Excellent beer. And the art's not bad. I mean, what I like is they covered up part of the bird so it doesn't show the flaws of my art, but
Beautiful.
it's pretty good.
Nice.
supposed to be a great blue heron. Boy, that night I was so proud of that. I was walking around the bar, and just anyone, I didn't walk around, but anyone that came near me, I'd be like, "Did you see my art?" Even you guys would be like, "Oh, it's out of control." But anyway, there you go.
Yeah.
We'd be
To
proud
our
of you
regularly
too.
scheduled
Be
program.
proud.
Yeah.
No, this is all the regularly scheduled program. But one of the reasons we wanted to have Belgian Babe back on, aside from the fact that she hasn't been on in a while, aside from her regular appearances talking about nutmeg,
It's important and useful commentary for the record.
a bunch of us, we had a big Beer Venger turnout for the Beer and Cheese Collective, and since you hear from myself and Beer Wonder every week, figured we get another perspective on it. Belgian Babe not only was there, but she's been to a number of them over the years. And Belgian Babe, how do you think this one stacked up?
I mean, it's always a joy to see Rick and Mama and the gang, and it never disappoints. You know, the beers were great, the food was great, the live music was great, and just Rick mentioned when he got up and gave a speech of gratitude and love, mentioned community a lot, and rightly so, because he talked about the community that they've created there. He talked about people who have been married in the backyard, people who got engaged at Beer and Cheese, and that he considers the customers, the regulars, part of the community just as much as his staff, and so it's a real warm and delicious and wonderful evening. So,
Yeah, it's always a really special time, I feel like.
Yeah.
And
The three of you were there
all the feels
together.
And
Along
with
Avengers
the
with
and
you.
along with the
Yeah.
go ahead.
you were saying it. Go ahead.
I was saying the Globe Hopper and the Cider Cat.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we had a lovely time.
Which I know we haven't ever introduced her on the show, but if she ever does come on the show, that will be her name. That's been decided
Yes.
some time ago.
yes, it has already been
Globe
decided.
Hopper's wife, Cider Cat.
Yes.
Now, I heard rumors that the Mother Pucker was going to be there, but I guess that
We heard
It
rumors
did
about that
not-
too.
It
Yeah.
did not
Yes.
work out, sadly, but we shall be introducing her to BCC at a later date.
Yes,
Well, yeah, I'm
these are important things.
I remember the last time she was on, we were talking about the great sours we were getting from there, and she
Mhm.
was saying, "I've got to check this place out." So one of these
Yes.
days,
Yeah.
she will.
Yep.
Yeah.
It will happen. Oh, and speaking of which, let me just say that the first beer of the night and the most eye-opening, weird, what kind of moment for me was there was a pastry sour
Oh, right.
that
Yes.
Tin Barn
Oh.
did called the Dropacana No. 3 smoothie.
Mhm.
Orange, mango, and banana. I could not detect alcohol in that brew at all. That is a very dangerous beer because you can it tastes like Tropicana orange juice and you would just down it quickly. And I don't know what the
Yeah.
ABV is on it.
Tin
but
Barn Brewing?
Fantastic. Yeah, fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was a weird beer in the best way possible, but I thought it was a weird beer. And I don't love sours, so of course it's like my palate is not the correct one to discuss this one, but I just thought it was such a strange and unique thing.
Yeah, and I realize
a
we might not
great,
want to get into the beers specifically just yet, but I just mentioning Mother Pucker and the sours. I thought she needs to experience this because it
if
was
I may,
unique.
just for a moment, this beer was hit with so much tangerine, pineapple, and mango that it tastes like it came straight out of the juice aisle.
That
We don't
sounds
know
about
what
right.
else to say about it.
That's
Tastes
fair.
like juice.
Mhm.
Yep. Yep.
That's
Yep.
the description.
Yep.
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 That has it's an
Mhm.
interesting story behind that one is that Rick I had not ever heard of Tin Barn, but every time Rick is in that part of the state, he always talks about, "Oh, I went to Tin Barn, it's great here. I had these ones, tried them." So actually the fact that he went there personally to get this keg to have for the party was specifically for him. This is a real interesting thing about that beer is that Belgian Babe, when you had yours, it was extremely pulpy.
Absolutely.
It was like
Oh,
there's
really?
all
It
this
was
residue
almost
on the
like a
side of the
smoothie.
glass.
It was almost like a smoothie itself. Yes.
I had that beer a lot later in the evening, and it wasn't pulpy at all.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
something
Oh, right, I
happened
remember that,
yeah,
yes.
something
But from
as
what
the,
I hear,
keg
once it got down to
continued
the
on.
bottom of the keg, it got pulpy again. So
Oh,
just a
interesting.
really unique, interesting beer. Yeah.
And it was only a 6.5%. I just looked it up. And so, again, very smooth, very easy to say, oh, I'll have
Yeah.
another, and another.
That's great.
Yeah.
I've had a couple Tin Barns. Yeah, I remember back in New York, it was starting to become a little of a hype place, but
Mm.
it's still a little under the radar. Yeah, for sure.
Pretty-
I only know about it because of Rick. I never see it here.
I know we're going to talk a lot about this party, but I just want to quickly get another beer in because
As
sure,
you
yeah.
should.
You know what?
As you should.
that's why I do this.
There you go.
This is another new brewery. So this is Liquid Gravity Brewing, and this is a real Captain beer. This is the
Ah.
Janet's Brown Ale.
I love the can
Mm.
art. The can art is really
Janet's Brown,
cute.
and that's not Janet.
No?
That's a guy. That's supposed to be a person who's passed on. So this is a tribute to Mike Tasty McDale.
I love
That's
that he's
Mike.
encircled in a ring of a wreath of hops.
So this beer is a tribute to
Beautiful.
Mike, even though it's Janet. So I think Janet must be one of the brewers. I'm not sure. It says right here a tribute to Tasty Mike. Mike Tasty McDale. Anyway, let's give it a shot.
It's a nice way to be immortalized.
Yeah, and oh hell yeah! I mean, that's
That-
all I need.
that-
Can
Put me
art?
on a freaking
Wow.
beer can.
I mean, would
Yeah.
we all not enjoy?
I hope that happens for me.
You know, this is how we all go down, y'all.
Not that I want to die, but
Custom cans at our funerals.
And I got my Crow and Wolf glass. Here we go. Oh, another left-handed
Nice
pour. I
pour.
like it.
Nice pour.
Mm.
It's got it's
It's
a
pretty.
little-
It's ambery and browny at the same time. I
Yeah.
kind of
it's
love
not
it.
too dark.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice head there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let me get
Yep.
some more light on this because oh wait, first I got to do the
You gotta do the thing, yeah.
do the thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, you can barely even see me. Okay, yeah, and this brewery is out of yeah. Let's get to that to the light. Yeah, there's some translucence to it, which is kind of cool. I'm gonna give it a try. Oh, first sip right away. I'm like, oh gosh, delicious, caramely without being too sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Oh, this is a nice brown. Oh, Mike must have been a heck of a guy because this is a good beer.
And
Cheers to
here's-
Mike.
Oh, wow. And it's still, I just
Oh my
sipped it
gosh.
a minute ago and I'm still getting this mouthfeel.
This
This
is
afterfeel that's like, it's like chocolatey. Oh my gosh.
And where's
This
the
is a
brewery? I
good
missed it. I'm
beer.
sorry.
Okay, sorry guys. All right, back to the.
no, that was joyous in a way.
Yeah, no,
that was absolutely delightful.
Wow.
Yes.
Good on Janet. Good on Mike. Janet's brown. Oh, it says hoppy brown ale. That's why there's a lot of hops on the
Yeah.
front there. I guess it is a hoppy brown, but oh man, it's
Hmm.
just it's just a nice beer. Boy, is
And
that,
Huck,
it's-
I'm
oh,
sorry.
Captain,
Where
I'm
where
like,
are they based out of? This Liquid
That's a
Gravity? Is that
great-
the name of it?
Yeah, Liquid Gravity. They're out of a town called San Luis Obispo. Even though I used to
Ah.
think it was San Luis Obispo, but it's
Right.
San Luis Obispo, not
I-
far from. It's what we call the Central Coast rather than the Central Valley.
I have
Hmm.
to admit
so
that I
couple hours
asked
away.
for sort of selfish reasons because I think, ooh, that looks great. Can I get that here?
Yeah.
Is really the underlying question.
Liquid Gravity. I mean, I think they're a decent sized
Mhm.
brewery. They're not like small, but they're not. I think they're pretty California.
Yeah. Okay.
So far,
I guess there'll be a field trip that might have to happen.
I feel like I've had a Liquid Gravity beer before. I'm not sure, but if this is my first, good for me.
Excellent.
Nice choice.
Yeah, I love the idea that, well, now that you're California, you know how to pronounce it properly, so that's good.
It's important.
San
We're going to
Luis
get back to the
Obispo.
party in a second, but I'm also empty as well.
Oh
So,
my goodness.
Hell
I,
yeah.
I don't.
Oh, yeah, my dude.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
no, do it, do it,
Okay.
and do the good one.
Oh, fuck yeah, my dude.
Yeah, there you go.
There we
There you
go.
go. There you go. That's the correct one.
So, and I'm not going to make you pick up the uke, but I did just take a trip down to the Captain's Cellar.
Oh no, 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 no!
All
It's
right.
happening.
It's
You
happening.
can't say it, and
The quick
it gets
version.
triggered.
Going to the Captain's Cellar. Yeah.
Very good. Yes, that was brief and to the point. Yeah. So interesting thing about this one is that doing this one when Belgian Babe is on here, it's kind of funny because it's by taking something out of the cellar means it knows it's not one I'm going to share with her. But I'm going to have it here.
I had stepped away for a minute. I missed that entire thing.
I said that when I go to the cellar, And to have it on the show, it means it's one I won't be sharing with you because
Double.
even though I have my tasting parties regularly, that Belgian Babe is sometimes here for personal tasting parties, and she gets a little extra of that than some of you don't. But nonetheless, I'm going to have this one because I saw it, and for a number of reasons. It actually reasons before this episode started, and reasons after it started, with the whole movie theme with Beer Wonder, and last week or last episode with the Golden Stout. What I have here is from Listerman Brewing Company. It is called. It's a barrel aged. It really ties the room together.
It really
Oh,
does.
that's
It really
beautiful.
does tie the room together. I agree.
And this is a barrel aged Imperial Blonde Stout.
Oh, so blonde.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I've got my
Okay.
St.
Let's
Bernardus.
take a look at
How
this
quickly
beauty.
Bottle
can I get
opener
an
here.
Uber and make it to the captain's cellar is the
All
question.
right, and this is a glass
And
you might
clearly I
remember
see
from
the
your birthday
dude
a
on
couple years
there
ago, Huck.
Oh, magnify, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so it's a lot darker than the Golden Stout you had.
Oh, that
I
is.
don't know
that
quite how
is a
golden
dark-
it is, but
that's
yeah.
not too golden.
No, but it says on the label, it says Golden Stout.
Maybe this is an actual stout.
I just read the label.
It may have the.
I
kind
don't.
of translucence
Something
that
happened. Something
the
happened in
brown
the
has.
golden. In the
is
goldenness.
this the whole aging process? I don't know.
I'm
Anyway,
concerned
though,
about this stout.
let's do the whole duderific can art there, or bottle art. It's harder to.
I love
there
the
we go.
dude. Yeah,
Dude,
the dude
All
is
right.
my.
Dude.
is my,
Cheers.
Oh my gosh.
cheers. Oh my gosh. Is it golden? Does it taste stouty?
more
What
of
are we
this.
doing?
It
It's
does
fine.
taste a little more goldeny than stouty.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay,
it
all right.
definitely has that. Wow, it's really. I mean, it's sippable. I taste a little of the barrel, but it's real easy drinking. For something like this, dangerously so probably, because it is an 11% ABV.
Oh my
okay.
god.
I
But
didn't mention the Janet's Brown is a 7%.
it's like it's sweet, but not cloyingly so. It's
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is but it's not as heavy as your typical stout. So that's maybe where the goldeny thing comes into it. But
Okay.
but yeah, I'm it may not be. See, weird thing is, it's like it definitely has through the camera it looks dark, but here it's like it has like a lower SRM rating than I think it looks like on the camera.
Interesting.
It's
Okay.
yeah, it's not like if I
I
look
thought it
down
looked a
here, I
little
can
lighter.
I can kind of see a little bit of the label. I don't know, but it's a good beer. I like it. So anyway, but one Imperial Stout with a much higher ABV that definitely tasted it was the Finback Between the Dead.
Oh,
Yes.
It was
yes.
number one at the Beer and Cheese Collective party, and it was it was the very first beer I had because I saw that and said, "Yeah, that's what I'm having first." And that was one of the ones I went back to a couple times,
And I
and
had it
just
last for the same
And
reason.
I do feel the need that we need to. I do feel the need to apologize to the Globe Hopper around this specific beer.
What?
So the Globe Hopper very kindly entrusted me with one of his
Spill it
pours.
on him?
Mhm.
No, he trusted me with one of his pours. He said, just, you know, I like anything. And so
Okay.
the captain and I got in line, and he was probably 3 beers in at this point, and we just decided that this was going to be his next beer. And he then proceeded to have another 2 of them that evening, and
The same one.
the same one. And
Mm.
I here's the thing: it's a delicious beer.
Apologize to Cider Cat.
I just well,
14.62%.
yeah,
Yeah.
that is a
Lord.
significant amount of percents to have in multiple
That's a good
times in
growth.
one sitting. And I have not spoken to him since. I hope he's okay.
Oh, man, the Globe Hopper. He's a professional beer
He's
drinker,
he
so-
he knows what he's doing, and I trust him. And we all make good choices in our lives. But it I just want to make
Go on.
sure that he understands that it comes from a place of love and respect and of the beer and him, and we weren't just trying to get him completely trashed.
True. No,
So
no.
he had 3 altogether?
I wanted to give him a beer that was very good.
Yeah.
Like,
And it
why
was.
wait around? Have that one. And
Mhm.
the other one that was a particularly high ABV that I really thought was fascinating. I mean, Hermit Thrush.
Oh yeah.
They're
Mhm.
so great. But this particular one was. I'm looking it up now. because
It was the Jolly Abbott. Was
that's
that it?
the name
was
of it. And I don't know what the ABV one. I think it was like around 13%.
Yes, it was very high.
But it was a, like sort of an imperial sour. And they've had a couple of really great ones just in their regular menu there. But yeah, I'm sorry. This is not just a barrel aged sour. This is a barrel aged sour barley wine.
Very important.
Yeah, I think it is.
Snap! I love a barley wine.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But yeah, so it's something like it was. I'm not getting a specific number here, but yeah, it is 13 point something, and it was so good.
Jolly Abbey, okay.
In fact, I think for those of you who are listening to this when we're released the first Monday in July, I was there just like a couple of days ago, and they had just put that one back on tap.
Oh,
okay.
That's what they do. They don't the stuff that they don't kick, they take off to put back on their regular selections, but they slowly sneak back on what they didn't pour at the party. And as of Sunday, which depending on when you're listening to, it was at least a week ago, they had just put on the Jolly Abbott back, and it's really good. Really
it's
good.
Interesting, but I can't see the ABV on this on my photograph that you took. But,
Yeah. I know. I actually, it's
almost like, is this a triple?
So what I'm saying is that Beer Advocate says 13% even, and I think that's what they had on there that night, but I'm not positive. Yeah,
Ooh, yeah. It was.
I said it was a barley wine. Yeah,
It was a bold beer. There was a lot happening.
Yeah.
I also want to be, because I'm representing for the IPAs here frequently. I want to give some big shout outs to the Fox Farm Dwell, which was an American pale ale. But I'm going to say that they IPA'd that PA. Like there was definite hop intensity on that one that I really enjoyed. And then I also want to just send some love to Interborough and Other Half collab.
That was a good one. I had that one. Yeah,
Another Dose. It was a double dry hopped double IPA, 7.8%. Delicious. I was limiting myself to one. I didn't want to have multiples of anything for reasons, and also because I didn't want to get that completely drunk. But that one was a beautifully done beer, and I'm very excited about it.
I got to say, this is one of the best. When I saw when the captain put up the picture, I said this is one of the best like anniversary beer lists I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think we need to give a shout. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
If you had the Hill Farmstead Susan, I mean
that was great too. That was a wonderful.
I think I might have missed that one. Yeah,
I had that one. That was actually my first beer, if I recall. That was my first beer.
What would you say, BBA?
I was going to say that we need to give a shout out and some love to our Beer and Cheese Collective friends who had their own beer featured at the party this time.
Oh yes,
that's right.
Strong Rope.
Yeah.
With
Strong Rope, that was so good.
And it's called Long Time Coming, THYME.
Yes, that was a good one.
And they really did themselves proud. It was an apricot farmhouse ale. Yep, and really lovely. Yep. Well, no, I'm looking at Untapped, and it says farmhouse ale / saison. So, and delightful, and they evidently took an afternoon, a day off, and went over to Strong Rope, and
it was on a Monday.
Their own magic. So it was really
yes, I think that was sort of a combination thing because Aisha, who used to work at Beer and Cheese,
no less.
Now is running the tap rooms at both of the both of Strong Rope's tap rooms. In fact, we're probably gonna have her on a future episode. Although Beer Wonder, I think you and I, and maybe Belgium, maybe you as well, if we can all figure it out. But schedules are so complicated. I think we want to try and head out to that Red Hook one at some point, so we can.
It's the easier commute for me, and plus there's a boat.
Yes,
it's supposed to be a good brunch there.
The ferry. The long
Strong Rope
time.
brunch.
The time is actually a lemon time, apricots and lemon time. Could I just ask while I have the mic if I may pour a second?
Of course.
Pour?
Oh yes, please. We would not want to keep you from that.
I want to share this with you now.
Impolite.
I
we
will
can
tell
use
you
another
that
soundbite for that.
Oh well, little you know how well you speak.
No, I was talking about I wanted to hear the other OF.
Oh,
oh fuck yeah, my dude.
No, the other one. The other one.
Oh
fuck yeah, my dude.
Makes me
say. There you go.
There you go.
That's correct. Correct.
I think
It
I'm going
makes
to
me
create
so
a new one for
happy.
you tonight. It
Came-
is. It's so good.
I
Correct.
think there's
But-
nutmeg in this.
No,
I
no,
do too.
No.
I do too. But with the babe has the floor.
Please,
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
So,
I'm going to mute myself.
I will say to you that I was I went into I have a very lovely local bodega right off the hold on right off the my laptop is needing plugging in, but I'll do that after I pour. Right off of the 7 train, I have a really
You know
great
what? Plug it in now.
Okay, I have a great bodega in my
Because we would hate for
neighborhood.
this. We would hate you to be
Okay,
cut off.
okay.
in
That
the
would
midst
be
of your
really
description.
rough. I would not like that.
Okay,
I would be
hold
very
on.
sad about that.
Cover for
And then
me,
you'd
I'll
have
be
to
right
do the
there.
whole
Okay.
rebooting thing. And
No,
yeah.
no, that would suck. Okay, so this little bodega in my neighborhood luckily sells singles, and they have lots of lovely Belgians and other things. So I went in there tonight and thought, okay, ended up buying a 4-pack of the neon rainbows, and thought, well, I don't want to double. I want to do something different for my second pour. So I grabbed a couple of singles, and I'm not going to do another IPA for Pride, but I do want to shout out Brooklyn Brewery because they collaborated with the
Yes.
Stonewall Inn
Yep.
and
Yep.
have a Pride IPA, and I look forward
Yep.
to trying that at another time. And Beer Wonder, have you had it before?
I have. I think if I'm not mistaken, I had it on our very first or one of our first episodes
Oh, terrific.
early on because it is a well-made beer. They've done great stuff for the LGBTQ community. Big ups to Brooklyn.
Excellent. Very cool.
So it's
what
good
I
that you
ended
didn't
up-
choose that one because then we'd have to say we
already
have
had
broken our
that,
rule
yeah.
twice.
Well, I don't think I've had this on the show, though. I looked at my Untapped and I have had it before. In the world of random, where did this come from in the middle of June, July? I found a Massachusetts Cambridge Brewing Great Pumpkin Ale. And you know I love a pumpkin beer. So
Yeah,
I had to
we know
try
you
it.
do.
And so, but I have to tell you, I've looked at the ingredients, and here comes the new soundbite. There's not nutmeg in here. I
All
mean,
right.
there's yes, and
Okay,
it's
that was excellent.
LOL.
yes,
There's
it's
not
augmented
nutmeg in here.
augmented by just a touch of cinnamon and allspice, which may have a little nutmeg in it.
So it's
but
got pumpkin
anyway.
spice in it, but
Pumpkin spice,
not
but
the nutmeg.
specifically
What's the
nutmeg.
name of the
So
brewery again?
It is Cambridge Brewing.
I've never
out
heard
of
of them.
Cambridge, Math. So okay, here we go.
Oh yeah, Huck's looking them up right now because
Oh.
he's not heard of it either. I think, even though he should have.
I have now foamed my shirt, but that's
Ugh.
okay. That's what
I've
Beer
heard of
Vengers
them, That's what she
shirts are
said.
for. That's
I
what
somehow
Yeah.
thought they were from somewhere else,
There we
but
go.
they are from Cambridge,
Okay.
Mass.
Yep, here we go. Well, hold on.
So jumping out of the can there, huh?
It is. It really is. Okay.
That's usually
here
Beer
we
Wonder's
go.
line.
That is.
I can smell and.
All right, yeah,
taste-
move that a little closer to the center there.
Okay.
Yeah,
is.
just ooh.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay. And let me get the can art up there for you.
That looks like a
That
pumpkin.
That really does.
This
It
is
looks like
a busted pumpkin
Yeah, just move that. Oh, there you
shell
go.
there.
Very
I
nice.
love the
Yep.
off-season
Wait.
go-to.
It was a random single. It must have been, back in the case and slowly moved forward and meant for me. So there it is. Cheers.
Oh,
Yeah,
hell
that happened to be
Well,
with
I
a
will
friend.
say it's
Yeah.
brewed with over 150 pounds of fresh, locally grown organic sugar pumpkins in every batch.
There you go. But no nutmeg.
Very nice indeed. No. So now you have the choice.
Excellent.
Well, I don't know because I have here it says the subtle fresh pumpkin flavor is enhanced by the addition of a touch of traditional autumn spices.
So there could be nutmeg in there.
I mean,
There could be. There's a
Maybe.
possibility.
when they say allspice, nutmeg could be among the all, I guess.
Oh my gosh, this is very exciting.
It's bears
We're
further
having way
research
too much
on my
fun today.
part.
We
I'm
are,
going to have
we
to
are.
drink more pumpkin beers. That's all there is to that.
Yeah, we probably should have made this a 2-part episode.
We have reached the
The
1 hour mark.
That's all
I
right.
know.
But we doesn't mean we have to wrap things up. We're still
We've covered a lot of ground. And
we
I think
did.
I'd like to hear more about some of these beers on that.
Well-
yeah.
list
Go
of
ahead,
beers.
Beer Wonder.
I mean, I wanted to also just I believe it was Threes, which I know I have a complicated relationship with, and
You're not-
Halfway
that's-
Crooks.
Don't make it about you. We all have a
We all
difficult
do.
relationship.
Fair enough.
with
We all have a
Threes.
complicated relationship with Threes, but Threes and Halfway Crooks had a really delicious German style pills, which was my end of the evening beer that I thought was just worth a call out because it was exactly what a pill should be.
Yeah, you're right.
Um,
Your Wonder. I have it written down too. It was the Outside In.
Outside in, there we go.
German
Thank you.
Pills.
Yes.
Yeah, German Pilsner.
I just remember because I was like standing in line being like, oh, it's threes and I don't know what to do with this, but I really wanted German pills to end my night because that will sound delicious. And then it was as delicious as I wanted it to be.
Good.
So that was a winner for me for sure.
I know
And then-
the cider cat must have enjoyed it. There was 2 ciders on the
Mhm.
board.
Yes, she from what I recall preferred the pomegranate cider
Yeah, I'm
to
looking
the
at that now,
graft.
Yeah.
Mhm. There was a nectar pomegranate zombie killer, if I recall,
Yeah.
which was
Zombie killer, yeah.
had honey and pomegranate in it, and that was her preferred cider
Oh,
the
I
evening.
can imagine.
But what was kind of cool
Honey-
about this year is because Beer and Cheese Collective has added wine to their selection, and so they
Oh, yes.
also added several wines on there as well. So there were a lot
with
of
the
great
ticket.
opportunities
Yeah,
for the
she
gluten-free
transitioned to
crowd
wine
this
at
year.
some point.
Yes, that
Oh,
was
so you
really
could drink
great.
wine as part of the unlimited.
Yeah,
pours.
they had like
That's
3 or
correct.
4
Oh.
different selections on there. You could,
Fuck
yeah.
yeah, dude.
Yes, right.
Oh, fuck yeah, my dude.
I mean, seriously, that's great. The only one we haven't mentioned is I see here, and I'm sure the captain must have had this, Fox and Hare.
Yeah, they had a
Caught in
great
Darkness.
black IPA. Yeah,
yeah.
it was good. It had a really high hop
Oh, yeah,
profile.
it says it's
I
a barrel-aged imperial stout with chocolate, chili.
I think you might be looking at a different
Coconut.
brewery there, because this was a black IPA.
Yes, it was definitely a black
My
IPA.
guess is there's
Oh,
another
I see.
brewery that has
see.
that name. Yeah,
Okay, no, I see the Finback. I'm looking at it. The
right. You're
Finback
looking
is
at the
is
description of the
okay, so it's a
Finback.
black IPA.
Right.
How was that? I've been watching a lot of Jiminy Glick lately. How was that?
How was that?
How was that beer?
Uh,
Did you like it,
no,
or
I-
was it completely terrible?
No, I thought it was good. I didn't go back to it again, but that was this. I wasn't intending on going through them in numerical order, but those were the first 2 beers that I had, and that was the only one of it I had. But it had real. They definitely put the IPA in black IPA because it had that
Mm.
really
It
strong
definitely did.
hot profile. I liked it a lot. Yeah, I'm looking for it. In fact, I will. I assume that one will go back on tap there at some point or another, and I look forward to having it again.
Oh, great.
See, really, the Beer and Cheese Collective is just the gift that keeps on giving because you go for the party and then it just keeps showing up.
I mean,
If I may, the food. You guys had food as well?
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they had 3 new sandwiches. There was like one vegetarian. There was a roast beef, and they had a version of muffaletta they called
Mhm.
Big Muff.
Yep. And
I love 'em
and they
muffaletta.
had the damn pretzels. And if y'all are
Oh,
not
yeah.
doing the pretzels when you
Yeah.
do the Beer and Cheese Collective, like
Yeah.
what choices are we making with our lives?
Mhm.
Because
Right.
with also a mustard that I love, like a spicy, like wasabi style mustard
was
with like a
great.
horseradish. Oh my
So
gosh.
good.
I was literally, I put it on the thing, I took a bite, and then like within minutes of arriving was literally
I
crying
know.
at our table.
Yeah,
It was beautiful.
Captain looked
I
at
just-
me after one bite and said, "This mustard.
This is not for you. Yeah,
This is not for you." But they did have the beer cheese as well.
They did.
which was
Yes.
Was
great.
for me repeatedly, and they had these lovely skewers that were cantaloupe and mozzarella and something
Yep.
else. That I know Cider Cat enjoyed those.
Yep.
But
those
I
were
feel
great.
like the next time I go there and order one of their roast beef sandwiches, I'm like, do you have any of that hot mustard left? Because that would make
Yeah.
this perfect.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
And we do also need to call out that amongst the Beer Vengers, I mean, we are always winners because
Oh,
we
yeah.
are Beer Vengers, but we did have a winner
True.
in our group.
We
Now-
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is, of
raffle.
course, the raffle. There was a 4-in-1 chance this year. It was very exciting.
And my
And
chances were immediately reduced because I don't think did I talk about this on the last episode? I don't remember.
No.
if I did. I went to a transmitter tasting at Beer and Cheese Collective not long ago, and I actually won a 4 8-ounce pour thing at their place. But I never win a raffle at the anniversary party, and I thought that fact that I won something at Beer and Cheese 2 weeks before meant there's no way I was going to win this year because that immediately decreased my
And
odds.
You were
Oh,
right.
well, that's,
And
I'm
I was
glad you
right.
won that.
Mhm.
But it was
Yeah.
very exciting to see the Globehopper win.
Yeah, that was.
It was from Distill, wasn't it? He won like
Yes,
a,
it was
like a
from- it was
sampler
from
pack
Distill.
from
a
Distill.
4-pack, I believe.
and a glass, yes. And if I recall correctly, Huck was our winner when we went to the COVID friendly
2021.
2021
Ah.
2021.
2
event.
years ago.
Yes.
Great time.
Yep.
I don't
The
remember
reserved
what I
seating
won,
one,
but
yeah.
Yeah, we won something.
There,
I sat with a young gentleman. I don't know if you saw the guy.
no, he was not there.
I forget who the dude was. We gave him a Beer Venger name and everything.
Yeah.
The guy that sat at your table, yeah.
He was a diehard
Remember him.
beer and cheese guy, but
He was. I will. The next time I'm there, I'll have to ask Rick. Although, if there are any intrepid beer vendors out there who want to dig into our archives and find when we talked about it, I'm sure we talked about
honestly,
it.
I'm
we
sure
could
it's
just look
on
at
there.
the episode and we would know all about it.
Yeah,
Everything.
we don't listen to our stuff after it's done. I do because I edit it, but most of us are like, oh yeah, what was that thing 2 years ago? I don't know.
Well, we the other night we did going back to our last episode. We talked a lot about our other Beer Venger friend, Triple, always the Triple.
Mhm.
Yes.
Ah,
Mhm,
And the captain was like, "Yeah, I can never find a triple," and there wasn't one at Pony that night. You guys
That's
went,
true.
and Beer Venger and Beer Wonder was saying the same thing. And then that very night, I went out and right on the board was the
There it
Temblor
is.
Belgian triple. It was right there. I'm like, for Pete's sake,
There
where
you
is
go.
triple? Now the triple. That's a segue into my next trip. We're going to Paris.
Paris.
Ah.
Paris, France.
to the end.
I'm actually leaving Saturday, so by the time this airs, I'll be there, and hopefully I'll hit a couple of beer places. There is craft beer in Paris, even though obviously France is more known for their wine. But I'm sure I'm going to be sure to hit a couple of places and enjoy a couple of beers, and I will document that. And I'm going to have the internet while I'm there. I made
Oh,
sure that
exciting.
I'm going to have my 4G the whole time, so we can get Ubers and stuff. So, yeah. I will let you know how the beer scene is in Paris.
Okay, fascinating. I will be intrigued to hear what French beer. I think of France as wine territory. So
Oh, of course.
And that is true. That was when I was in France many years ago. I feel that one of the things that was most impressive to me, and I hope that like establishments probably take the same approach with beer, is that when I was in a restaurant. Here's the thing: like American restaurants, they don't give a fuck about having
That's true.
shitty wine on their menu. They're like,
Yes.
if you order the
Beer too.
cheapest wine on a menu in an American restaurant, it's going to be like a $7 bottle of wine for $30. And that's just what it is. It's like you have to like go a little further up to get something of quality. But in France, my experience in Paris, especially, was
Please.
no restaurant wanted to have anything they weren't proud of on the menu. So
Interesting.
almost every restaurant I went into, I would order a bottle of wine that was like the cheapest thing there, and it was always amazing.
Well, they call it table wine, the vin de table. And so you're right. I think the table wine is going to be pretty darn good.
I don't think it's even necessarily called table wine. I'm just looking at the wine list. I'm looking at the red wines. I'm looking at whatever is like the lower end of it. And I'm like, well, let's have that one. And it was
If it's
great.
under 40 euros, I'm going to be like, yeah, give me that.
Yeah, under 40. You're going to find ones that are 20 that are great.
yeah, you're gonna have €5.
That's the thing. Europe doesn't overtax their alcohol the way we do here. When I went to Rome with Father Brown Stout, we went to it was our jet lag day and getting lost day before I realized I had free Wi-Fi everywhere. So we got lost and I couldn't look at the maps. But we went into a place in
That's
Rome.
why I'm doing the 4G.
Yeah, we went to a place in Rome, and he got a Coke, and I got a glass of red wine, and his Coke was more expensive.
I love it when that happens, as it should be.
That's Europe for you.
That's how it
Europe
should be.
doesn't like,
And how was
they're
the
like, oh,
wine?
we want to discourage. The wine was great. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't have any bad wine in. Yeah, if I didn't have any bad wine in France, I definitely didn't have any bad wine in Italy. Yeah,
I mean, I'm going with two teetotalers and cider girl. So, I've worked in some
It's
wine
all
stuff.
you.
you
already,
should
but,
still have a good time.
All
now.
you got to.
Yes.
we're gonna have a great time. I have no question that we're gonna have a wonderful time. We're doing a direct flight from San Fran, so it's
Oh,
gonna
nice.
be
Ooh.
11-hour flight. But
I'm
One
not looking to
flight.
see if this is getting any more golden.
We're looking for a gold.
It's
I'll
just
wait and
show you
see.
my
Not with
brown here at the end. It's still
my
is
internet connection.
it's
no.
fairly amber. I mean, this could be a Sam Adams. If you
Yeah,
just
you're.
look
Is
at
that
it.
it's
the brown
almost
top?
like
Flavor is though.
No.
it's
great.
almost like it's like a golden raisin, that kind of golden. But yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah,
It's
I
even
mean,
like a
I
little bit of
wanna
a
go
raisin
and get more
quality
of
to it.
this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get another can of this because it's delicious.
We love to hear that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a lager guy, so I'm crispy chips, but this
Yeah.
Janet's Brown is pretty good.
So I know we had all sorts of
fucking
things to
good.
talk about, but I think that that maybe we're closing in on the end of this. Any final thoughts, Belgian babe?
I was just going to say to Huck, who is a fellow masshole, as some will call us,
Oh,
that
rude.
fuck yeah,
yeah,
my dude.
only the drivers who don't understand us.
Well,
I
no,
was
those
just
ones
there
are
and-
assholes. They're the
and-
ones who
and
ruined
he-
it for the rest of you.
Well, he just
I'm
mentioned
like Ben
lager.
Franklin,
He just mentioned lagers, and I had. I don't know how I didn't realize this before, but when I was home in Massachusetts, we bought a 12-pack of Jack's Abbey, which I always like a Jack's Abbey.
Mhm.
Didn't realize that they only do lagers.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and now I know this. So anyway,
They invented another brewery,
Springdale, yeah.
Yeah.
in order to make beers that aren't lagers.
lagers.
Although,
Okay.
didn't I hear
Yeah.
something that Springdale is over?
They're over, but not necessarily over. The
We
deal
talked
is
about
that
it
they
on the
closed down they had to close down the room that was it because it was primarily, even though they had a lot of beers, it just wasn't working out too well. There's something about, I don't know, it was a pandemic thing, and they had to use it for making other beers, but they are not definite. What they say is they're not closing the door on doing it again because the same people are there. And if they want to make some ales, they'll do it under the Springdale brand. But so it's I don't think that door is shut at this point.
Well, the thing with
Alright.
Jack's Abbey is they went out of their way to say we make lagers,
Right.
Mhm.
and
Although,
so
yeah, it's
when it was
funny
something
though.
that wasn't a lager, they were like, oh, we're
But
not
on my
allowed to do that
Untapped,
'cause we
I
said
really
we
enjoy
weren't."
their Framing Hammer, which seems to be a porter or stout.
It is
Baltic porter,
a
and
Baltic
means
porter.
lagering. Yeah.
Ah, which is
Baltic
a
is the
lager?
only porter that is a lager.
Okay,
And
we
the
beer
Framing
Avengers
Hammers
are
are
nothing if
freaking
not
awesome.
educational. I have learned
And,
so much.
and
this evening.
thorough.
Absolutely.
And before we was there more to that?
I'm done.
Okay, I did remember I wanted to do because there was a clarification on last episode
Okay.
where because Huck was asking me if my Speedway
Fuck
Stout,
ups.
if the Speedway Stout, whether or not it was brewed in other places, and that's how it got here.
Yes.
And I realized after we signed off that the can says brewed and canned in San Diego. So the stuff, the
Oh.
AleSmith we get here is from San Diego. And the
Okay.
reason I was thinking about that even more was I was wondering if the Grim you get there is brewed here.
Oh,
no,
interesting.
those are-
Yeah.
Those are New York Grims.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Definitely. So yeah, so it's
Absolutely.
not impossible to brew on one coast and send to the other, but
This particular bar, they just, like I said, they had Trilliums a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Spokies, they're called. And they just happened to stumble or whatever their buyer is like. They just know how to, they had heady toppers,
Oh,
they
wow.
just know how to get these East Coast beer. Oh, I didn't even say Finback.
wow.
Mm,
They had like 4 Finbacks
wow.
while they had the 3 Grims at the same time. They were all IPAs. I did not get one. I did not try one, but I talked to other people that tried them and they liked them.
Okay.
I have to, I have to be careful when I'm out.
That's fair.
Usually, what I do is I get one, either an IPA or a dark ale or something strong or like stronger flavored,
Yeah.
and then I stick to lagers the rest of the night. As a rule, you know me, I'm all about the rules.
Yes.
You do like a rule.
You're
I like my
quite the rule
rules.
follower.
Right now,
yeah.
I mean, I have no rules except for that rule about the lagers.
The rule is no rules. Yeah.
Right now.
There you have it.
I mean, there's no rules.
There's no rules.
We're really at the. I mean, don't tell.
We're there.
Cider Girl.
Don't tell
There's
Cider
no
Girl.
rules.
And we're doing this
That's
on the
the
day that
title.
the Supreme Court overturned affirmative action. So, hey, that's a fun note to end on, isn't it?
Oh
Yeah.
God.
We're
You know
all
what?
going down in flames. The earth is on fire. We're
Please,
choking
no,
on
get us outta
smog.
here.
And
To-
yeah,
to-
before we do that, well, let's just remind everyone if you want
Thank
to
you.
reach out to us.
That's what I
That's
was gonna
that's
do.
I
Find
see.
the
I can
Beer
read your mind,
Vengers.
Beer Wonder. I can read
I
your
know.
mind.
I know, we're right there.
If you want to find us, thebeervengers@gmail.com, at
Correct.
the Beer Vengers. If you're hashtagging about us anywhere, use the, not just Beer Vengers. Do hashtag
Exactly.
the Beer Vengers so people know you're talking about us. And you know where to find our podcasts. If you can't find us in those podcasts, let us know, and we'll do that. And you know, this is all stuff you guys know, but
Yeah.
it's become habit. It's what we do.
Great
And
show. I think this is our
and
best show yet.
smash that subscribe button.
Shamash.
Smash it. Just smash it. And did I use that youth language right, Beer Wonder?
Correct. You do
All right.
excellent work.
Smash.
You are
smash
hip.
the buttons.
You are hip
smash
with
all the
hip
buttons.
to the children.
Ask the old man.
I'm
Beer Wonder.
smashing it. All right. Thanks everyone for listening. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you're still here, we love you. We love you anyway, but we love you even more if you're still here now. We love you more than the people who get tired of us. And
Oh, fuck yeah, my dude.
all right. So, I
Huck-
actually no. Actually, before we get to the thing, I want because you were about to do it, Belgian Babe. Give us an oh fuck yeah, my dude.
Wait a minute,
Oh,
I'm not
yes,
sure I
please.
can now. Hold on.
Right up against the mic, please.
Right in the mic, yeah.
Breathe into it.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, wait, sorry. Nope.
No, we didn't hear it at all there. Yeah.
Hold on.
No, you need to really project
Yeah,
from
you
the
need a little
diaphragm.
liquid courage there. There you go.
I need a little nutmeg. Hold on.
All right.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I think the
I
microphone
think,
might be
I think,
backwards.
I
or
think,
something.
I literally think you need to just shout it
Wait.
in your living space.
Hold on.
Okay.
Neighbors will love it. Oh, fuck yeah, my dude.
I
We're
don't
gonna
know
work
why
with
that was
Let's,
quiet. It was
let's-
weird.
We're gonna
It was
work with
like-
that. We're just gonna
Yeah.
work with that.
Okay, that's good enough. All right,
Thanks for hanging out, Belgian Babe. It's so great to have you
Oh
on
my
the
gosh.
podcast.
You know what? You
you,
should come
yeah.
back anytime.
come back anytime. Yeah.
back
Happy to do
anytime.
so. Happy to do so.
Within the next
Millennium.
14 episodes.
All right.
All right. Thanks everyone for listening. Huck, play us out.
Oh, with the beer Vengers, beer Vengers, beer Vengers.
We are the Beer Vengers.
Period.
Oh fuck yeah, my dude.